We have an update on an AEW star who was possibly injured during the Rampage tapings this week. Brock Lesnar has refused to work with the top WWE star. And a major heel turn happened on this week's AEW Rampage. Stay tuned for the news. Kicking things off with some minor-ish spoilers, but we're not really going to spoil anything for you, but it's pretty important news. Dante Martin obviously teamed with his brother Darius Martin to take on the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions FTR for their titles during the Rampage tapings this week. We saw a little bit on Dynamite, and FTR were like, oh, do you want a Ring of Honor title shot for the belts? And they were like, yeah, let's have a fight. And then they had a fight, right? They had a fight, but we're not going to spoil.
Nah, I don't want a shot. No.
Thanks though, guys. Thanks to the guys. But yeah. It seems as though Dante Martin got injured during the match. A picture was taken by a fan in attendance, and their at is Shining Polaris. And it showed doctors checking on Dante Martin. Yeah. So according to Blue on Wrestling, Dante Martin may have tweaked his knee on the dive against FTR. Other places were saying it looked like a bad botch, but apparently it's not really too bad, which is very, very good news. Anthony Bowen's updating fans on Twitter with the situation, saying he's fine, thankfully. Phew. And I'm very glad about this because, as mentioned here in the news document, Top Flight, bad luck. They've had a bit
of a bad run with it, and it was quite a serious picture from Shining Polaris. So, you saw a lot of people in the ring attending to him, and it was a moment of like, oh, like this looks very, very serious. So thankfully, it isn't quite as serious as it looked, but it's a shame for them because it is just another thing, on that long road so far where it feels like it's just another little roadblock. But hopefully it's not going to be too much of one. Hopefully it's going to be something that can be bounced back from quickly and then get back to just absolutely crushing it.
Fingers crossed, because Darius, unfortunately, I think he tore his ACL, and then so he was out of action for a long while. Then he came back finally, teamed with his brother again, and then was unfortunately involved in a car accident, so I had to go away again to heal up from that. So finally to have them back on TV, I think a lot of people have been excited to see this. Dante doing, I think, great things as a singles competitor, really showcasing what he can do away from tag team action. But I mean, it's so nice to see the brothers together, and then if another injury was to occur, a serious one that took one of them away from TV yet again, it'd be heartbreaking to see that. Tom. Tom.
It's one of those things where I think you've just got to hope for the best and hope this is a quick recovery, and this is going to be it. This is going to be the final little roadblock, and that will be that, and everything kind of run on as it should and is supposed to. Yeah,
definitely, without a doubt. Well, we're going to move on to the WWE side of things right now. It's Brock Lesnar, that big cowboy boy countryman. He's been refusing. Apparently, he's refused to work with a top WWE star. So on the latest edition of the Oh You Didn't Know podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Road Dogg spoke about Lesnar, and this is where he claimed that the Beast didn't want to work with one Kevin Owens, which is mental to me. That blows my mind. So this was brought up when discussing Lesnar facing AJ Styles at Survivor Series instead of Jinder Mahal, after Lesnar said he didn't want to work with Kevin Owens. So this is what Road Dogg had to say. He said, I want to clarify, it's not that he didn't want to work with Jinder, it's that he really thought he could have a better match with AJ. So I just wanted that to be clear. Because look, I don't think I've ever heard of Brock saying I don't want to work. I'm not working with that guy. Well, I did hear that with Kevin Owens, but only him. And I think there has been one singles match between the two on a live event, and obviously Kevin Owens was involved, and Brock Lesnar as well was involved in the 5-way for the WWE Championship at day one too. So they've been in the ring together, but not wanting to work with him, maybe not wanting to work a program. That baffles me, because I feel like that's money.
I'd like to see Owens and Lesnar just going at it, but ultimately, if it's because it could be many things, it could be, there'll be a lot of speculation of whether it's personal, but nobody's going to know that but the pair of them. But I think if it is just a case of, well, I think I'll get a much better match with AJ, then I guess, Brock's trying to use his sort of say to make better things. But I still think that, Brock Owens has got some legs.
I think that's got some legs as well. Both of them just like very brutal. I don't want to say stiff, but like they've got that kind of, they make things look much more real, right?
Yeah, they're quite hard hitting.
Yeah, definitely. And those two together, I think, would be really cool.
At the same time, can you imagine Lesnar getting dropped by a stunner?
No.
I
just want to see it. I want to see tables getting involved. I want to see some sort of stipulation where they can be a little bit more creative, I guess, with it as well.
Kevin gets to use anything he likes. Brock gets to use nothing.
Another tractor, a trailer, a cow.
Why don't we just do the sumo match from WCW with 2 tractor trailer things?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd see that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
I'd be quite thankful for
that. Do you know
that.
what else I would like to see, Sam?
What?
Oh my God, segues abundance today. I want to see you lovely people going over to cultaholicshop.com where it's the Black Friday sale, 50% off everything. Look, you can get wonderful signed posters.
There's t-shirts, there's caps, there's candles that smell like death. There's a jizzy sock.
There's also there's 3 faces of Pachiti. There's buddies.
Yeah,
there's lots of things.
Everything, stickers. There's absolutely loads.
And
what's the code you got to put in there to get the deal there, Andrew?
The code? It's because I'm looking at this poster right, and I keep saying Tom. I keep calling you Tom.
You just miss him.
Wonderful news video today. You don't have to. You just go in there. It applies it straight for you.
Yeah,
it already applies it. You go in there, you don't have to put any codes in, you don't have to put any numbers in, you don't have to do anything. You go straight to checkout and it does it all for you. So why not treat the love of your life to 3 faces of Adam Pachiti? Because he's a doll and you can buy that doll.
Or a lovely Blart sock.
You see, you don't have to wash it then because it's already got the...
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Moving on.
On the latest To Be The Man podcast, Sam, I got it right that time. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair said he will be appearing at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio. Conrad Thompson wondered if this was something that they were allowed to talk about, but Rick said, "I'm going to be there." They didn't say not to tell anybody, which fair enough, Rick. Flair also talked about the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw happening the week before the Rumble pay-per-view too, and Flair said, "I've been invited to it, and it's a flipping big deal." Why? Because it's Raw and it's a flipping big deal. I'm on it. Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? 30 years, and I think it makes sense for Ric Flair to be a part of this.
Oh yeah, Ric Flair has a long history with WWE Raw. I think that it makes sense for him just as being Ric Flair to be present at such an event. Royal Rumble, that appearance, I'm kind of hoping it's just going to be, I'm here, I'm about the event, I'm going to do some pre-show panels, but he's probably going to come out number 30.
Oh God, don't do this to me. He's going to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns.
Could you imagine? Just goes into business for himself.
Squash match. I mean, could either be, I imagine, maybe coming out with Charlotte for something, perhaps?
There's many things, because especially with Rumble, it could just be panels. It could be any number of things.
It could. So. Absolutely. Well, we'll see what happens there. But moving on back to Rampage this week, we have a spoiler on a heel turn. So if you do want to tune out at this point, if you've not already done so.
This is more of a spoilery spoiler.
This is more of a spoilery spoiler. So thank you very much for joining us, but we're about to get into it. So something has happened.
What has happened, Andrew?
A big old character change.
What do you mean something has happened, Andrew?
At the taping, right? Rouge, the Butcher, and the Blade face the Dark Order's team of 10, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Only Reynolds and Silver worked the match alone, right, at first. And then 10. Well, he eventually came to the ring, right? He came to the ring to assist him, apparently, right? Quickly turned on the boys, though, didn't he? All this has been playing out for the longest time. Will 10 go and join Rouge and his little faction?
It certainly looks like he ain't staying put.
Absolutely. Yeah. 10 quickly turned on Silver, causing Rouge to get the pin. And then 10 also laid out Evil Uno and removed his mask. And
that should be a fireable offense.
It absolutely should. He went on to confront Negative One on the stage and threw his own mask down at Negative One's feet. It is crumbling for the Dark Order.
Yeah,
Sam.
Throwing your mask to the feet of the son of the original leader of the Dark Order. I can only hope that this actually
amounts to something, because this has been playing out for the longest time. I think a lot of people have just wanted this to not to just be over with, not be a thing.
I really love the Dark Order, but it does feel like it needs that fresh injection of story, doesn't it? It needs that kind of next chapter to move on to.
Definitely.
And I think that a bit of a shake-up is going to be beneficial, and maybe it can lead to a decent little feud in the initial period before becoming something else entirely and moving into new spaces.
If it means that Eva Luno gets a little bit more sort of screen time as well,
I'm all for it.
In trios action, I'm absolutely all for that. So we'll have to see what happens there. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for this first little bit disjointed news video.
A little bit.
But thank you so much for being with us. We'll have more news throughout the day. Don't forget Cultaholic Black Friday sale as well on cultaholicshop.com.
No code necessary.
50%.
50%.
But until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Bye.